You could spend your entire life chasing that quick win without actually earning it, trying new and different things all the time. Or you could choose your direction, pursue it with conviction, continue to move forward through all of the challenges and the discomfort, to believe in yourself and keep building no matter what. Always move forward, never step back, and it will pay off. And we are not taught that. Bro, it's all your fault. Everything that's gone wrong in your life, everything that's gone wrong in my life, it's all my fault. Doesn't matter that we're living in boomer times with a boomer system where a majority of the presidents throughout my entire lifetime were born within a year or two of each other. All the boomers are keeping all of the financial regulations, these things that they've built that are dropping in our laps. It's all our fault. We can't control what has happened in the world, in regulations, in times. What we can control is how we respond, what we do. And we're at a moment now where, yes, we're being handed a mess that was created by previous generations, but there's nothing that we can do about that. Being upset about it, focusing on the news, none of it matters. It's all a waste of time. It's all our fault. You know, I was not raised with true financial literacy. Should I be upset and blame somebody else and sit around and wallow in it and just watch everything blow up in my face? Or do I put my head down, truly understand the mechanics of the system, and start to build my own solutions? And that's what I'm in the middle of right now. We'll talk about this in relation to relationships. My divorce, it's all my fault. The nights she didn't come home, all my fault. The lack of support, the things she said, it's all my fault. And yeah, we'll just talk about that now. The reason that is I had such little value to provide. I had not created value within myself. I was not worthy of a woman's true admiration, and I was treated as such. I had such low view of my own value that I got into a relationship with a woman who would not bring value to the relationship either, was not going to be loyal, was not going to be loving, was not going to be supportive, because why would she have been? What was I bringing to the table that any woman would have truly just been like, wow, this man is amazing, I'm by his side, he's got value, I can't lose this guy. So, you know, most men, especially in the time that we're at now, we've been trained into being reliant, compliant, submissive. We've been taught that we're basically supposed to be the good little girl that sits in class, raises her hand, waits to be given permission to speak, and then follows directions and lets somebody else provide the amount of value that we have, that our life is worth. And when we find a woman, it's just getting her by the skin of our teeth. You know, she can just swipe left, she can go out and get another guy. Women are born with value, they must preserve. Men are born with no value, they must create. So she can just ditch you and go find another guy. That's just the way it is. Instead of being upset about it, what do? We create more value within ourselves so that we are the man who a woman does not want to discard, because there are not a lot of other men like us out there. You know, when it comes to finance, we're in a really wild moment right now. And, you know, I myself have had so much potential. I've owned businesses. I've done all these amazing things. It never quite worked out. And I hadn't learned this very important lesson in life. And, you know, failure is extremely valuable. Failure is how you learn and how you evolve and how you get better. You know, I was defeated. I tucked my tail. I went on my way. I moved out to a ski town for 7 years to recover my credit after my real estate brokerage and marketing company crashed. And, you know, there was something good about that. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be living that life. I didn't enjoy that business. It wasn't where my passion was. So, and the credit was trashed. And I got to do something with my life that I'd really wanted to do. I learned a lot of lessons. I went through the marriage and divorce, which I don't regret, by the way. I needed to learn those lessons, and You know, it was pretty awesome living in a place that people travel to from all over the world to experience just for a few days. And that was my life for 7 years. And I did have myself a young, beautiful foreign wife, but we had a lot of fun. And, didn't work out in the end, but I came away with a much greater understanding about myself, about life, about relationships. So let me get back on track here. Finance. We are at a moment where, financial systems, they reset every 100, 150 years, and we're at the end stages of this one. And as I become more and more financially competent, I recognize, well, the school system, everything that I was brought up with was meant to alleviate people from the responsibility of becoming truly knowledgeable and competent at things like finance. At things like business, understanding, you follow directions, somebody tells you how much you're worth, you put the same rivet in the same hole, you fill out the same TPS report, you get your paycheck, and that's that. They figure out the marketing, they figure out the cash flow, the profit and loss. Same way with finance. Hey, you don't have to actually be truly competent with finance. You just go and you do the same thing forever, and you put a little away in your 401k, and then there's this thing called Social Security that, we get to pay for other generations to utilize. We're not going to have it. So these are the things that we can't control. But what we can do is truly understand the mechanics of how this stuff works, and then take the proper actions to set ourselves up to be as, in as good of a situation as possible as all this stuff comes crashing down, whether it be in the next 2 weeks, 2 years, or 2 decades. Sometime within our lives, for us that are, I'm a millennial. I think most of my people are probably going to be, 35 to 55 or so. Right now I started my own business while getting myself sober. I make good money. I do cool things. I have a lot of freedom, and I could live a pretty comfortable life. I could have I don't want a mortgage right now. I think this is a terrible time to buy real estate, except for land. I might be purchasing land soon, and that falls into the bigger picture. We'll talk more about that later. So I could be living a completely different life, but I've made decisions to allocate into assets that are going to protect me as we move forward. And what is one of the sacrifices I've chosen to make? Well, right now, make sure I don't get run over. I will just stay on the left side of the road for a minute so I can see the traffic coming. All right, so right now, with the good money I'm making, I could be living a good life, but instead what I've chosen to do is live in a 16-foot camper parked out behind my client's shop while I stack assets, while I continue to allocate into Bitcoin and crypto. I've got a good amount of physical silver. I'm working on a land deal. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it, but there's a good chance I'll be buying about 40 acres out in the mountains in a place with zero building restrictions that has great wellable water. These are all assets are going to protect us. When things come toppling down, the more dollars you're sitting on, the more wealth you're going to lose. You're going to be in bad shape. The more assets you have, whether it be stocks, physical silver, gold. I wasn't really, when I got into this, I didn't have enough money sitting around for gold, and I like the fact that silver is in smaller, more easily barterable portions. I've got a small stockpile of ammunition and what's needed for those, and I've been paying off the very last of my debts real aggressively. So these are the actions that I'm taking. Understand how things work, take steps and make sacrifices to build up the assets and protect myself, and be in a situation where even if things get pretty hairy, I'm going to have a life that I really want to live. I'm going to be out living in nature in a place where I can be self-sufficient, self-sustaining. I don't have to rely on anyone else to make sure that I'm able to eat, drink, have shelter, enjoy myself, be happy. And I'm going to be in a location where, we'll let this truck pass. It's getting loud. I'll be in a location that I love, close to my favorite hot springs, close to ski slopes, close to national parks, and if there's no gas at the pump, then I'll be in this beautiful place where I've got my well, I've got the roof over my head, and I'll be in better shape than most people. So these are the steps that I'm taking to deal with the circumstances that are being handed to me. What I'm not doing is sitting around getting upset about it, wasting valuable hours of my life playing video games, watching hours of Netflix, haven't had a TV in years, haven't played video games in years. I don't go out to eat. All I do is I work and I work out. And let me tell you, working out, maintaining your health, there's so much value. It's like, oh, well, that's taking up valuable time. No, that's the most valuable use of our time, because the gym gives you the characteristics, it gives you the attributes that you need to be able to do all the rest of this stuff. If I were still the fat, drunk, lazy loser stuffing my face full of pizza, burritos, and beer, and a lot of hard liquor, I would not be the man who gets up every day at 5 a.m., gets in an hour plus walk before he starts working, then works all day, then goes to the gym and works out. And on the days that I don't go to the gym, I'm riding my bike or doing more walking or cardio. And every other spare moment of my time, I'm creating content. I'm building a personal brand that will be able to continue generating revenue for myself, no matter how weird the job market gets. These are things I'm all taking them into my hands. And by getting yourself fit and sober, you're setting yourself up for success in every single other way. By getting yourself fit and sober, if there are other people in your life that are important, you're positioning yourself to better provide for them, to be a better example for them. Now, I'm riding solo. I got divorced without kids, and I mean, at this point, I feel fortunate that that's my circumstance. I'm not saying it's right or wrong to be married or have kids or anything else, but I know that for myself right now, what I'm building, I need to have as much capacity as possible. I need my time, my energy, my money. So if there ever is to be a family in my life, it will be an amazing family. This will be a woman who provides high value, has preserved her value well, who appreciates me, who treats me well. And why will that be? Because I have earned that value. I have created that value. I'm somebody that she won't want to just swipe left on, throw away, try again. Because it's so easy to do at this point in history with all the online, the social media, the online dating. It's just, that's the circumstance we're in now. Instead of being mad about it, I just make myself so terribly valuable. I'm so capable of creating income. I'm in such good shape. I have so much confidence and self-worth from the work that I've done for this, that when I find a woman, I will not settle. I will have put so much into myself that I would rather be single than settle, that I'm only going to be willing to be in a relationship with a woman that I deem extremely valuable. She deems me extremely valuable. We work well together. Or I'll just keep staying single and keep building and, be truly, genuinely happy on my own. That's one of those other lies of society, that we absolutely have to be in a relationship. Things have to look this certain way for us to be happy. That's not the case. I find extreme fulfillment in working and building. Not working for someone else. I do have a client. I sell a lot of my time to this group of businesses. And someday I hope to evolve away from that, other than just a few of the things we have going on that won't take too much time. But with time, I'm just going to keep building, creating, and I know there's an amazing life full of abundance out there. I hope the things that are ahead of us financially, globally, and with AI are things that we get past as a society in my lifetime. I think there's a beautiful life of abundance ahead, but no matter which way everything goes, I've got purpose. I get to feel productive by building the things I love and I care about, and being creative and getting better at communicating with you. And I've learned these amazing lessons in life that nobody taught me in school, nobody taught me at home, and this can change thousands of men's lives as they start to understand the basics of, comfort kills, hard work, developing ourselves is the most valuable thing that we can do. We're supposed to be uncomfortable. We're supposed to go without. We're supposed to sacrifice. We're supposed to go through a long stretch of building before we actually get to reap the benefits of our hard work. And that's one of the biggest things that has really been turned sideways by the things we've been taught in school, that we're supposed to just follow directions from somebody else and let somebody else assign our value. And then we see everything is quick. You're flipping through TikTok where we see one person get rich in crypto quick. We see another person hit the lottery. We see another person, the first video they put out goes viral and they've set their career for life. We see all this instant gratification, and we're led to believe that that's the way things are supposed to work. And you could spend your entire life chasing that quick win without actually earning it, trying new and different things all the time. Or you could choose your direction, pursue it with conviction, continue to move forward through all of the challenges and the discomfort, to believe in yourself and keep building no matter what. Always move forward, never step back, and it will pay off. And we are not taught that. So I want to help get the word out. And the entire thing, the most important part of all this, is to get fit, to quit drinking, drop the unhealthy vices and consumption. And once we get to a certain point in life, once you get truly out of debt, you have assets, you've got to the point where you've got FU money, you're free. Then you can start having a little more fun. Then you can start going out to expensive meals. Then you can buy the exorbitant vehicle that costs more than the value it provides. But financing a fancy vehicle that doesn't serve more purpose, but it costs more than it could, you're robbing yourself of your future potential. Every $100 you go below in a restaurant when you're not yet in a good place financially, you're robbing yourself of your future potential. Every hour that you spend playing a video game instead of building towards your purpose, towards the outcome you've determined for yourself, you're robbing yourself in your future. And this life is short. We never know when we're going to wake up. Which is better? Do you want to wake up every day with a feeling of true purpose that you can pursue and know that I'm working hard towards something real, something that matters, something that could be amazing? Or do you just want to wake up every day and say, okay, I'm going to get through the day so I can go and stuff my face full of unhealthy things, find a little bit of temporary short-term gratification, and have no feeling of purpose or progress? Is that really better than making sacrifice, working hard, being uncomfortable, and knowing that you're going to do something amazing for yourself, for your life, for your society, for your family? Everything is my fault. Everything is your fault. Everything that's bad and everything that's good. So let's make a lot of great things and make it all our fault.